Violence is never the answer. It never is.
That's debatable, but go on.
And honestly, if you care about the people of Palestine, if you care about Gaza, if you care about what's going on, killing innocent people doesn't help the cause. Basically, you're allowing Israel to perpetrate the victim narrative. You're able to allow them to perpetrate the oh, we need to defend ourselves. See, anti-Semitism is on the rise. Look, we need to make these anti-Semitism laws. Oh, we need to curb free speech. Oh, look, we need to do this. We need to do that.
See, the problem here is that while killing a bunch of innocent people definitely hurts your cause, running your fucking mouth all day can also hurt your cause. Why? Because you're running your mouth about a bunch of innocent people. So in essence, you're not killing them physically, but you are killing their reputation. A bunch of people who just want to run their kosher delis, go to the GOG on fucking Saturdays, and do their thing, right? They just want to chill. Not all of these motherfuckers run a Fortune 500 company. And that's the problem with you motherfuckers, is that you want to group them all together. You want to say the Jew, the Jew, the Jew, the Jew. And most people will see one of these motherfuckers living across the street and say to themselves, this motherfucker ain't hurting no goddamn body. So when you're constantly running your mouth talking about how they're evil, how they're the bane of human existence, and all this other nonsense that you motherfuckers like to spew, you instantly make those people a sympathetic figure. Then the corporate 500 motherfuckers, they capitalize on that. Most of them aren't even Jewish. They just say that they are. And you motherfuckers like to bolster that lie. You run with it, right? And you point to them as evil, but you're not specific. You're not saying this person, this individual, this group. No, you're just saying Israel, the Jew. So you are hurting a lot of people. You are killing their reputation, and it makes them just as eligible to bitch and complain as if you were actually to shoot a fucking gun.
Every time you commit an act of violence, you fuck it up, man. You fuck it up. We don't attack this with violence. We attack this with our brains. We attack this with our money. We attack this with our resources. We attack this with our voices. We take a stand against this. We don't need to use violence, okay?
See, now we're getting down to the why people like Myron, Jake Shields, Luke Gage, Stu Peters, and the whole Istaju tribe. Now we're getting down to why these people have blood on their hands. Because did you hear what he offered as a solution, as an alternative to violence? And this is why their type of rhetoric will always trend to violence. Like, it's inevitable. It will always trend to violence because they offer nothing except problem after problem after problem after problem. Think about who Myron's target audience is. Like 15 to 25, then it starts to kind of drop off after 25, right? But think about that demographic, right? Think about why they even listen to Myron in the first place. It's because they have none of the things that he said people have to use to combat this shit, right? They don't have intelligence because they listen to him, so that's obvious. They don't have money. They don't have resources. They don't have a voice, right? Not as far as a platform and people who are willing to listen to them, right? They do have a voice, but they listen to that motherfucker to teach them how to use it. And he doesn't even do that, right? All he does is inflammatory garbage 9 times out of 10, okay? So when you tell a group of people, when your target audience is a group of people that have none of the things that you say can solve the problem, it becomes very easy for that person who may already be mentally unhinged because, again, they listen to his punk ass, right, to go get a gun and solve the problem that way, right? That's the only other alternative for a person like that. You don't offer them hope. You just offer them problems. You don't offer them a look at a brighter future. You don't give them any detailed plan of action. No, you just say the Jew is doing this, the Jew is doing that, and if the Jew doesn't stop doing this, the world's going to end. I think I'm going to go shoot me some motherfucking Jews. That's the ultimate end for a motherfucker who already ain't wrapped too tight and has none of the shit that you said can solve the problem.
To be able to bring awareness to this problem. And anytime you use violence, you set the agenda back literally 10,000 feet, man. Okay? Violence is never the answer, guys. And I know some of you guys are like, oh, well, you got to make something happen. No, man. No. Use your platform, use your voice, use your education, use your money, use your resources, use your influence. That is how you make a change, man. Okay? Because when senseless violence like this happens, you make everybody look bad. You make the whole movement look bad when it comes to helping the Palestinian people. This doesn't help.
Now we're going to sprinkle a little hypocrisy on top of this bitch, right? Myron almost sounds like a guy who gives a fuck about the optics, right? He gives a fuck about the image of the movement and shit all of a sudden, right? Now it's, we got to worry about setting the movement back and making the movement look bad, right? Let me ask you guys something. Would a guy on this particular topic of Jews and Israel, would a guy who really gives a fuck about the optics elect to start off one of his podcast episodes with this song?
One tree and it's every branch and leaf. They're born to deceive. But I'm telling you the truth. It's not just one or two. It's every single Jew. They all hate you.
It's not just one or two. It's every single Jew. They all hate you.
And it really breaks my heart that their lies are off the charts and they only bring us harm. You gotta get smart.
And it really breaks my heart. Their lies are off the chart. They only bring us harm. You got to get smart. What? Doesn't sound like a guy who really gives two shits about the optics now, does it? Doesn't sound like a guy who has a discerning mind and is willing to pick out the one or two bad apples and highlight their shenanigans. No. Just all of them. Just all of them. And if they only bring us harm, like the lyric says, right? Then how in the fuck exactly is it you don't have blood on your fucking hands when a psychopath gets a hold of that particular stream, hears that particular song written by one particular punk bitch motherfucker, Lucas Gage, and decides, well, if they only bring us harm, I'm going to bomb first. I mean, what the fuck else do you expect?
Now look at Benjamin Netanyahu. You know what he's going to do with this, guys? He's going to use this to justify any type of legislation in the future for anti-Semitism, etc.
And you only have your dumbass self and the likes of your whole fucking Istaju tribe to blame for that.
Guys, Project Esther, I've talked about this a million times before. Project Esther is something that was put in place back in 2024. A lot of people don't even remember it. But Project Esther, and I talked about this actually last year. All of you guys that follow me on Twitter, you guys know I've been talking about Project Esther for damn near a year now at this point.
And yet, with all this prior knowledge of Project Esther that you had been talking about for over a year, you still couldn't shut the fuck up long enough to make sure that that plan was ineffective, right? The very thing that that plan talks about, you contributed to greatly because you kept running your fucking mouth about shit that you didn't need to run your fucking mouth about if you were really about fixing the fucking problem. And that, in closing, is the problem, the biggest problem with these It's the Jew motherfuckers. They're their own worst enemy, right? They step on their own day, every day, day in and day out, in their own goddamn way, okay? Half of them are feds. I believe Myron is just as much of a fed now as he ever was, okay? And this is what he's been commissioned to do. Stir the pot, all right? Keep the shit at a boil, right? Make sure shit pops off so that way his friends back at Langley have a reason to start cracking heads, putting foot on necks, and some more shit, right? His boys up on Capitol Hill, all his connections, have a reason to legislate your ass right into the motherfucking gulag, right? That's what this is all about at the end of the day. That's what it was about during the first Holocaust. That's what it will be about in Holocaust 2.0. So that should just about do it. Like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel as well. If this does well, I'll do more. If it doesn't, fuck y'all. You should have been better. In closing, I will leave you with the musical stylings of Hotep Goldstein, myself, mainly as a fuck you to Lucas Gage and his shoddy AI songwriting skills. This is the It's the Jew national anthem. This is how you write a song for the ages, you punk motherfucker.
I don't know about me, and I certainly don't know about you. But one thing I know for a fucking fact, and that is it's the goddamn Jew. They're the reason I track mud in my house. They're the reason that I beat my spouse. They're the reason that it hurts to step on Legos. Whoa, 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 whoa. Man, I hate their tiny hats. Fuck them and their tiny hats. Those bitches got on tiny hats, and I'm sick of their shit. I can't catch a baddie because they made me look at porn. And now I'm ruined for life, and my dick is shaped like a French horn. Man, I hate their tiny hats. Fuck them and their tiny hats. Those bitches got on tiny hats, and I'm sick of their shit. I'm gonna blame them till I die for the reason that I get high. It's not my own shortcomings that give me the blues. It's those motherfucking Jews. Tiny hats, fuck them and their tiny hats. Those bitches got on tiny hats, and I'm sick of their shit.